Hey y'all, so we are back with episode 2, season 7. I know some people got it's like season 6 still, but I'm gonna just go off what I see on the TV. And it's season 7, episode 2, Love and Marriage Huntsville. So we're just gonna get right into it. This episode picks up where the last one left off with Mel and Kiki talking. So Mel, like in the last episode, Mel basically asked Kiki like, what about this Crime Stopper stuff? I hear you with all the good things happening in your life, etc., etc. But what about this Crime Stopper stuff? We saw you on Crime Stoppers, and she was just like, okay, I can't talk about that. I got a lawyer, and Mel basically starts snitching on Tiff, basically telling Kiki how Tiffany was like, well, yeah, she was saying stuff about how we need to protect our brands, and she was kind of worried about being around you with this happening. And so Kiki said that y'all gonna be bound down to her when she is vindicated. She got a lawyer that's handling this stuff, and she will be vindicated, and y'all gonna be kissing her feet basically, because how dare y'all think the worst of her just because Crime Stoppers said it. Like I said, the YouTube streets, it's a few people, a few comments on different videos that I've seen that said it wasn't Kiki, it was the girl that was in front of her. They just, got the wrong picture. They got the wrong person or whatever. So she can't really speak on it because she got her lawyer in place. But like she said, y'all gonna be vindicated. And I'm wondering, is she telling the truth? Like, did they really use the wrong picture out of negligence? Was the person in front of her a white lady and they just assumed that the black lady was the thief? Were they just trying to get, clicks and views to their news station? Like, it's so many questions I got on if this is really the case. Child, I'm gonna keep going. I got a time constraint. So next we see Tisha and Marcel, and they are at the house because they're living in the apartment, but she goes to see him at the house that they're renovating while they're waiting for their big house to be built. And basically, he's doing a full renovation on the kitchen. Marcel is doing a full renovation on the kitchen. The kitchen was completely gutted. They're getting new cabinets. He put some accordion doors up in the kitchen. And I think she said they're not doing her closet. She still wants her master closet redone, but maybe they ain't got the space to really build her a closet that she wants, because I think she said that house is still a 3-bedroom and they got 3 kids. So, it might not be the biggest they got going on. So she takes him some smoothies or whatever, and they talk about the court deposition because Scope is being sued. And I guess this is what Melody was talking about in another little clip. Scope being sued. I think she talks about it later on, or maybe they show clips for it in the next episode. I can't remember. But we have heard about this lawsuit with Scope. I think it was in the reunion, maybe. So he had a deposition about being sued. Okay, they kind of skirt past that real quick. And Kiki is like, okay, well, what's the budget? What's the budget for furniture? And he's like, what? Furniture? What? Can't we just rent to own? Now, I don't know if he was really serious or if he was playing, but Kiki was like, what? We are not finna rent to own no daggone furniture, sir. So what is the budget for the furniture? And she was like, I would say something. Well, if you stop spending money on that car, if you stop putting all your money in that car, maybe we'll have some money for the furniture. And he, he takes it as a moment to be like, oh, that's what we finna do? Okay, well, let's go there. That was a part of my allowance. I get $3,500 allowance a month to do as I please or whatever. And that came out of my allowance. It didn't come out of the main account where we pay bills from, we do household stuff from. That was my allowance. And then he goes into her saying that your allowance is 5,000. What you be doing with your allowance? And she's like, I gotta buy stuff for the kids and da da da. And he was like, okay, well, the purse that you wearing, how much did you spend on that? I'm sure it was much more than the card, the wrap that I just put on my card. And she was just like, I'm not gonna disclose that information. He's like, exactly. You get 5K a month. I get 3.5K a month. You spend way more money than me, so don't come over here with that mess. But like I said, she only brought that up because he's talking about some renting to furniture, and she ain't with that. I mean, yeah, she ain't with that. So next we see Tiffany and Stormy. Tiffany goes over. Um, were they at the venue? I think they were at the venue that she wants to have her baby reveal. And she, has like a heart to heart with her, really checking on Tiffany, seeing how she's doing. So they're talking about the baby reveal, and she's talking about the guest list, and she says that she's inviting Kiki. And Tiffany, Stormy was like, "You're inviting Kiki? Y'all always fighting. Y'all don't ever get along. What you mean you inviting her to something so personal?" And Tiffany was just like, girl, it is what it is, basically. We turn over a new leaf. We starting anew. I'm going to invite her to the baby reveal. So this is what Stormy asked her how she's really doing. And she replied that she has been breaking down like all the time. She's like, I'm breaking down all the time. And Lou has been at A&M coaching baseball. He's not even there to help her in this postpartum time of her life, where it seems like she might be going through postpartum depression, especially if she's there alone without her husband taking care of this newborn. And it just reminds me that Lou definitely told her that he was not changing his schedule. She don't change her schedule for the stuff that he asked for, so he ain't changing his schedule. He didn't even want to have that baby. So it was kind of like crazy to, just like up and she's pregnant, because it's like, he already told you he didn't want that baby. He already told you he didn't want to start over. Yeah, that's not necessarily fair to her, because she still has her wants and needs. She wants to experience motherhood as a, established adult, opposed to how it may have went with her first child. But she knew how he felt. Not to say that he's justified, because you still made that baby with her. You should have some part in taking care of that baby. But Lou don't really care, it seems like, child. And Tiffany is, really just pouring her heart out to Stormy. And Stormy told her it's okay to not be okay. And just kind of, letting her know she's there for her. All of those things, right? So, this next scene is the Fletchers. Y'all, although I like the Fletchers, I feel like maybe they were not asked to be main cast, and they're getting upset about it. So like everything is irritating them, and they're trying to, well, Nell at least. Chris look like he's just being his authentic self, but Nell seems like she is working to become main cast. So if I gotta stir the pot, I'ma stir the pot. If I gotta bring some mess, I'ma bring some mess. If I gotta carry the mess, I'ma carry the mess. That's what I feel like we're getting from Nell this season. Because any other time we've seen her, she's just been so quiet and the voice of reason and everything. And now we see previews where, she's screaming at Martell and Melody about who cheated and this and the third, and then this thing. So I feel like Nell is trying to let Carlos and the rest of production know that, hey, I can be messy too. We can be main cast too. Get us in here for the opening shot. Let me get a little gown and be posing with my man for this opening shot. If y'all gonna let Lou and Tiffany be main cast, I could do that. So that's what Nell be giving. So the Fletchers are mad at the Scotts, Marcel and Tisha, because they weren't invited to speak at the expo. This was kind of like, girl, ain't nobody obligated to invite you to speak at the expo. Like, it was just such a crazy thing to me to be mad about. But like I said, I feel like she's just trying to show that she can bring and stir up some mess. So Marcel was like, we don't even know what you do. We don't even know what y'all do. And, we didn't know to ask y'all to speak because we don't know what y'all do. He was like, I just thought that, Chris makes a lot of money and you're just the pretty wife next to him. So she was offended by that, of course. And they have a confessional, so it's like they might as well put them in the intro after this season because it looks like they're bringing it. Shoot, they bringing it. So they in the confessional saying, we are the original Black Power couple in Huntsville. We've been together 20 some odd years, Marcel and Tisha, they trying to be that. We been that. We been there, okay? So then they bring up, first it was, well, we don't know what y'all do. Next is, well, y'all the Holtz friends, and we didn't want to, start no start no mess with that because we are really no longer friends with the Holtz, Melody and Martell. So we didn't want to act like we trying to get closer to their friends when we not friends with them. It's still stupid because it's like these people are still on the show. You still around these people. Granted, they still not obligated to just put them in their expo, but whatever. So then they go into like what they do and everything. So Chris, he does real estate. He makes a lot of money from real estate. That's his thing. And Nell has a daycare. He was like, I didn't know you had a daycare. Yeah, I've had a daycare for X amount of years. Like, we are real business people. And then Marcel gets to basically dissing Mel because Mel got a speaker's fee. And he's like, yeah, we just not inviting anybody just to invite anybody to be at the expo. And, we not invite people just because they got a t-shirt business and this, that, and the third. Being messy. But Nell was like, well, I heard y'all didn't pay nobody for the expo either. Like, so why are you so worried about being part of this expo if you know that they didn't get paid? Like I said, she's just trying to prove that she can be messy and that she can be a part of this show. So they talking about we've been together 29 years, and I'm like, okay, that gives us the little age point on Nell because she don't look like she's been married 29 years old, but like you be kind of confused on, is she just a real country lady or is she an older lady? Like, where does her age fall? So knowing that she's been married for 29 years gives us more of a way to kind of like, okay, she's in that age range. And so Tisha out of nowhere was like, okay, y'all been married for 29 years. Have y'all ever dealt with infidelity? Have y'all ever dealt with cheating? Which was like, it seemed like it came out of nowhere. And from how everybody at the table reacted, I guess it did come out of nowhere. So Nell is like, yeah, we've dealt with cheating, which, they said it on the show when Marcel, was it Marcel? Was when Marcel was caught out there with that picture in Atlanta in the back of his head that he claimed it wasn't him. He kind of drugged Fletcher down with him. I was in Atlanta with Fletch. I was out there with Fletch. And then it caused Fletch to kind of be honest about his transgressions in the past about cheating on his wife. So it was already out there. So it wasn't like they was, going to lie about it. And production wasn't going to, roll that beautiful bean footage like they do. So he talks about it. Nell she starts to get into it. And Marcel is just like, we're not gonna have this conversation. And Nell is like, I'm not offended. Like, it's a part of life. We've been married 29 years. I'm not offended. And Marcel is like, well, that's where we differ. Because if somebody asks me that, I would be offended. And it gives it like Tisha, like I said, a lot of people speculate that Tisha has been cheating her daggone self, so they trying to see it from both ways. Is Tisha trying to call out Marcel because Marcel been cheating, or is Tisha saying like, how did y'all deal with it in the event that she get caught and Marcel finds out that she cheating? You can see it either way now that all of the Twitter streets and the YouTube streets talking and stuff. So I guess we shall see as the series progresses. So, like I said, Marcel shut the combo down. He not finna do this. He not finna have this combo with y'all. So next we see Tiffany. Tiffany gets to her baby reveal, and baby, nothing is done. They don't have the balloons up. The centerpiece is not on the table. The place that they at, they making the little waffles. They making the food. She was like, well, at least something's going on schedule. But everything else, baby, it is not. They are terribly behind. And she asked them like, what's going on? Why is nothing done? And the lady was like, well, it was raining really hard, so we had to, find a way to get all the stuff in here. Da 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 da. Sounds like excuses to me. Because how long have you been planning events so where you don't have a solution to get stuff in the rain without being this far behind? Because Tiffany came, like people was coming on time. Kimmy was like, I'm not early, and they don't have nothing done. So Tiffany's like, okay, well, what can I do? And they're like, well, no, you're the guest of honor. You don't need to be doing anything. Baby, if you don't hush and let me do something, because y'all got my stuff behind and my people finna be on the way. So, yes, the guest of honor is still going to have to do something up in here because y'all ain't got it together. Y'all not finna be embarrassing me in front of my friends. So, the girls are showing up. So first, yeah, and I put this in my notes because I had just finished watching. I know I'll be rewatching Real Housewives of Atlanta from the beginning. I would have been cussing like Dennis was cussing at them folks when they had Portia's baby gender reveal all messed up and late. He was like, "What the fuck is this? You know she ain't gonna be happy with this. Y'all need to get this together." I would have been mad like Dennis because why is this stuff not done? Why is this stuff not done, y'all? So next, everybody's filing on in. Like I said, Kimmy came in and was like, "Oh, nothing is done," and It's not like I'm early, so that's kind of crazy, but okay. So we see everybody's dressed up all cute, looking like they, going to brunch or something. They got on their little dresses, little maxi dresses, little blazers, and boobage all out, heels and everything. Yeah, Mel came in a tracksuit. Like she is ready to fight. Like she is ready for whatever may happen. I'm like, why does she have on this tracksuit? Everybody else dressed up all cute. Like, okay, girl. Okay. So next, the main thing that really happens on this last scene is Nell and Melody. They sit down to the side and have a talk. And she's telling him everything that Marcel was saying because he was throwing shots at Melody about. We're not inviting people, paying people to speak just because they got a t-shirt business. He's doing all of that. So, and then he also took shots at the Holtz as a whole because the Fletchers were like, they had a business, they had Holt Enterprises, and Marcel was like, well, where is it now? But where is it now? Basically throwing all the shots at the Holtz. So Nell was telling Melody he didn't think y'all were professional enough to get paid for speaking at his event. And this is when Melody brings up the lawsuit. She said, oh, is that what we doing? Well, I could say that I don't want to be on the stage. I don't want to be associated with somebody that's dealing with a $5.7 million lawsuit for fraud. Oop. She went there. And she was like, and don't they sell t-shirts too? They sell t-shirts for black. They sell t-shirts for this. And it shows like the different merchandise that they sell, y'all. And I don't know if y'all caught this, but Tisha had a mug that she was selling. And it says, my life, the blueprint. The blueprint of what, sis? The blueprint of what? And it just took me back to their first season when Tisha was trying to find herself and Melody was like, I'm gonna give you the blueprint. I'm gonna give you the blueprint. Now Tisha swears she done got the blueprint. Baby, get out of my face with this. Apollo, go away from me with this, Apollo, because don't nobody want your blueprint, Tisha. Not the way your husband keep moving you around to these small apartments and houses while y'all house is being built. Not the way your husband didn't even want you to be a professional. He's talking about you got your degree for fun. I thought you just did that for fun. Not the way your husband told you that you a bad mama for leaving the kids with him. Not the way your husband didn't know that your kids was allergic to your son was allergic to peanut butter. Not the way that your husband was caught out in Atlanta, the back of his head cheating somebody in the room in the hotel room. No, ma'am, you don't have the blueprint. Who wants your blueprint? The only person that probably wants your blueprint is Ariane. Coleslaw wants your blueprint because she fine with that type of treatment. But nobody else wants your blueprint, baby. So them mugs had me baffled, and I had to make sure I talked about that because the blueprint for what, sis? Stop playing with us. Stop playing with us. So yeah, y'all, that is it for this episode 2 of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Like I said, this season or this half of the season look like it's gonna be good. So I am very much tuned in, and I'll see y'all next week for the next episode. I'm gonna try to get that one out a little bit early. I was in Houston to see Beyonce this past weekend, so that's why this one is a little late. But the next one I'm gonna be trying to get them up on Mondays. That's my goal. Sundays or Mondays. All right, y'all. Bye.